And in that teamwork, it has brought them to the final. They have not largely depended on individual performances, but they've worked as a unit, and that's what has seen them get here to the final, ably led by Clive Madande. Zimbabwe's flag flying high. We're hoping that by the end of the day, it'll also be still flying high. And this gentleman, Malin Kruger, will also be hoping that the Eagles of Namibia will be soaring to greater heights with gold around their neck. At the end of the day, Malin Kruger coming ranked number 7 in the tournament in terms of run scoring. He's got 96 runs in the tournament. Strike rate of 141.
Wallace Mubaiwa takes the new ball for Zimbabwe from the field end. Wallace and Owen Muzondo, the two left-arm spinners for Zimbabwe, have been very tidy. They enforce things, and the captain realizing that probably this wicket is a bit tired. It's been playing throughout the whole tournament. There could be something for them, so he holds back on the medium pacers at the top of the order.
First ball worked away leg side, runs on the board for Namibia, and they get things underway here.
Yeah, the Namibian dugout. I can see the team analyst looking at the numbers. Numbers never lie, so I think they are trying to make sure they get the edge over Zimbabwe. Slow reaction there from the fielder. Nearly allowed them to pick up a second. Probably thought Marumani will come and pick it up. Continue to get a single. Malin Kruger. We're sitting just above the Chevrons dugout, and you can hear them trying to cheer up Wallace, trying to make sure that he can get something for them.
Big shout! Not interested. The umpire, but everybody went up.
I think Zimbabwe should know that if they can clean up the Namibian top order for cheap, they will be in business to try and enforce things.
That's what Wallace will be tasked to do. Fires one in quickly. Chance of a run out. Oh my! Namibia lose their captain early. Some uncertain calling there. Finds Nicholas Davine short of his ground.
Yeah, indecision between Nicholas Davine and Malin Kruger. Yes or no call, but good awareness from Jonathan Campbell to just make sure that the throw is right on top of stumps for Clive Madande to do the rest. Namibia gift Zimbabwe their first wicket, and you feel a wicket totally against a run of play. 3-for-1 Namibia.
Well, this will be an important breakthrough for Zimbabwe earlier on. And this brings in a new batter quite early. And that's Gerard Johannes Janse van Rensburg, who comes in at number 3.
Yeah, the plan for Namibia now is probably not yet time to throw it out of the window, but of course when you lose Davine, who's been impressive at the top of the order very early, that means the young Gerhard Johannes has to rebuild with the captain, Malin Kruger.
That's the end of the first. Namibia 3-for-1. Zimbabwe opened up with spin on the soccer side end. Then now from the Accra Zoo end, it'll be pace with Trevor Gwandu being given the new ball.
But what an experience it's been for the Chevrons. I think Zimbabwe cricket will be very proud. Will be very proud because even if they sent an under 15 team, the under 25 team, not 15, they've come here and done the business and showed that you know that they belong in international cricket. It's probably been a start of careers for some of the players on the park, and then for the others that have been part of the senior team, it's also been a very good show.
It's an opportunity to find much needed game time and get runs under your belt. Good bounce, but well worked leg side by Marlon Kruger.
It's been difficult for the medium pacers on these wickets in Ghana, but as long as you're tidy enough, you can hit that hard length, you will challenge the batters. Trevor Gwandu had some good pace in the game against Nigeria. But the level now, it's a final, the stakes are higher. You just need to make sure that you're doing everything right.
It's important for Trevor Gwandu to complement the efforts of Wallace Mbaiwa. Again, an opportunity for a run out. Marlon Kruger had taken off as soon as that ball left Rainsberg's bat, not heeding to the call.
Yeah, needs to be careful. You don't need another run out right now as you try to rebuild. The awareness and agility of the Chevrons is very, very impressive, so you need to be careful.
You can hear the bellowing shouts of the Zimbabwean bowling coach encouraging Trevor Gwandu from the dugout. This is the difference that you find from the two sides that played earlier. A bit quiet on the quieter side of things. Some members of the Ghanaian and Nigeria cricket team watching this final.
Yeah, very good hard length there from Trevor Gwandu. For now, the best Johannes Gerhard can do is try and block it out. So when you lose a wicket very early, somehow you decide to start operating in reverse as you try and catch up. But ultimately, Namibia won the toss. They have to back up that decision of electing to bat first.
Just finds the open face of the blade to run it down to third man for a single. Good over for Trevor Gwandu, just two from it. After two, it's 5 for 1. Sweeps and misses it. Wallace Mbaiwa strikes, and he picks up his second wicket. Rainsberg playing across the line and missed it totally. And timber it was.
Yeah, dot balls creating the pressure. Gerhard trying to do something, but chose the wrong shot option. The ball was right down the slot for him to hit. Going across the line and losing his wickets. Namibia now lose their second. They are 5 for 2. JP Kotsa is the new batter for Namibia.
Rainsberg departs for 1. Namibia 5 for 2 is where they find themselves. Wallace Mbaiwa improving to have the golden arm. He has picked up 2. One apiece in each over that he has bowled. Just having a look at that wicket again. And look at the celebration. How much it meant to him. Big shouts and a jump and a punch.
I would say batter failure in that short selection there. The short selection totally wrong from Johannes. Could have just gone with a straight bat. I think there would have been no harm for him.
Namibia now need to depend on the pair that is near to give them a start. JP Kutsa gets off the mark. The punch down to long on.
Zimbabwe, the Chevrons, with the start, they feel like is good enough for them. Namibia have lost 2 wickets, 6 for 2. I think now they will need a captain's knock from Marlon Kruger to try and dig them out of the hole.
Losing wickets early like this, it tends to just put batters in their shell a bit, and you need to shake that off quickly and remain confident and positive. Just looking to work that one wide off mid-on. Man, it was enough power to get to the boundary in the first 4 of the game off the skipper's bat.
Yeah, Milan Kruger gives himself the room that allows him to work this ball past touching Sepiwa, who put in a good effort to try and cut it off. But at the last minute, just went past him. The first boundary for Namibia, 10 for 2 after 3 overs.
They will need more efforts like that, Namibia, if they're to pick themselves up. As right now, Zimbabwe just seems to have their calling number. There'll be a change in the bowling. Trevor Gwandu makes way for Kudakwashe Macheka. Kudakwashe Macheka has best figures of 3 for 39 in this tournament.
What could be the plan here from the Chevrons? Trevor Gwandu had a good first over and is taken out of the attack.
I guess it's just trying to make sure that they don't get used to one type of bowl, I guess, when it comes to pace. Because one thing they realized from their first encounter is that Marlon Kruger likes the ball coming onto the bat, especially when he gets familiar with the bowler. Doesn't get it from the middle of the bat on this occasion. It's JP Kutsa. Just finding the outside of the bat on that occasion.
Yeah, the energy from the Chevrons ball is very contagious. Even in the warm-ups, you can see that they are pumped up for this one. It's all or nothing. They know that. Even talking to Clive at the toss there, he was like, one more, and we are done. And
one more and they're done, but the work is not yet complete. And they've had a good start. They need to continue. Short and pulled away. And picking up the length of that one quite quickly was JP Kutsa and puts it away for 4.
Yeah, hit with some authority there from JP Kutsa. Right in front of square to pick up a boundary. Sits up nicely for him and picks it up brilliantly.
No danger in that shot. And it was an effort ball, but didn't have any venom from Macheka. And duly punished. Effort ball again. Dropped. Trevor Gwandu puts down a sitter. It was hit straight to him at mid-on and he puts it down.
Could hear a pin drop in that Chevrons team when that went down from Trevor Gwandu. Just didn't pick up the side of the ball well. It came quickly to him. Couldn't sort out his arms to just take it. JP Kutsa trying to power another one, but nearly lost his wicket.
And this time he tries to pierce the off-field. JP Kutsa closing his bat early on that occasion. That's why he was only able to hit it to mid-on. That's the coaching staff of Zimbabwe. Technical advisor Steve Mangongo. Next to him will be Elton Chigumbra. And then close to your screens, that's the team manager. Straight and drilled, and that's 4.
Yeah, that will hurt Trevor Gwandu, who had put down JP Kotsa. Overpitched from Macheka, and JP Kotsa gives it the treatment.
It was in the slot outside off stump, and he drove it straight as an arrow. And ends the 4th over, and we have to 4. It's 18 for 2.
The exciting and enterprising Owen Muzondo comes into the attack from the field end to replace Wallace Ubaiwa. Out of the 4 games that Zimbabwe has played, Owen Muzondo has been the player of the match in 2 of those.
Owen Muzondo is among the leading wicket takers, second to be exact. 10 wickets to his name, best of 4 for 18. Economy rate of just 5 in his 5 games. It's straight and goes over mid-on. That'll be a good start to the over. But great efforts from Taduanasha Marumani. Ran a long way to clean up and just keep it to 2, saving a boundary.
Yeah, very, very athletic in the field, Marumani, because he had to make up a lot of ground to cut that off. Looked like it was going to the boundary. You can see even the reaction from the fielders. They were certain, but Marumani had other ideas.
You can see that now Namibia is looking to have some sort of intent on their scoring and looking to rebuild. His partnership has done well, and they were pinned against the wall at some point in time. And they're looking to break free from those shackles. Clive Madanda adjusting his field there. Looking to sweep that one, misses it totally.
I was going to ask you, Eli, these 2 guys, the batters, JP Kotsa and Malan, are both aggressive batters. In this situation, what would be their plan?
Well, at the moment, seems everyone is having a go at it. They are both saying that if it is within the zone, I will go after it. No one is looking to say, go for it, mate, I'll try and anchor the innings. Look to rotate strike more, but they want to both put the pedal down. Mullen 10 of 8. JP Kutsa 9 of 8. Into the block hole, but not able to get under it.
Yeah, I think you make a point that for the both of them, it's important. Instead of playing the situation of the game, just play the game as it is. Nothing much is going to change.
Looking to work it leg side, but Clive Madande quick to get off behind the stumps. 4 from that over. That'll be 22 for 2. Macheka is taken out of the attack. Trevor Gwandu is brought back. After that over where he went for plenty. Slow delivery. Well disguised by Gwandu. JP Kutsa not able to pick that one up.
I think into the pitch there, and a slower bouncer from Trevor. I hope Trevor is not thinking about the chance he put down against JP Kotsa. Try and make amends for it and knock him over.
Looking to challenge the fielders. Now the pay from Namibia, but Zimbabwe's fielding, they're up to it. They're getting to the ball within a flash.
I think Trevor is just trying to make sure that he's not bowling full pace, pace on deliveries. In the first over when he was bowling to Gerhard, he was really pushing the ball. But for JP Kotsa, he's just trying to take the pace of the ball.
Seems as if each ball that he's trying to bowl has a different field set. Trying to come up with something different each and every time, not be predictable.
That's a boundary scoring option, because they took the long on down and brought up the third man. So you can see there JP Kotsa trying to create a shot.
Looking for scoring opportunities is JP Kotsa. He's taking note of the field changes. Play straight, and it's well over mid-off. And Rodney Mfudza can only retrieve that one from the boundary. It's gone for 4.
Yeah, JP Kotsa going the other way, just over the head of mid-off for a boundary. Tashinga Musepiwa looked interested for a bit, but it had been struck well enough to get over his head and race away.
No. I think here the pair are just making use of the fielding restrictions. They know that this is the last over before the end of the power play. Knows that the offside is inside the circle. Picked up just over. That's a good pickup shot in the end. But the fielder was interested for a while.
Yeah, you can't blame Wallace Mbayo unless you gave him a ladder. That's when he would have taken that chance. Another half chance, but difficult one. Like you've mentioned, Eli, I think JP Kotsa and Malan are just trying to make sure they can score as many as possible inside this power play. It's looking like a good over for them already.
Yeah, 8 of the over with one more delivery to go. Tries to blast it. Can't make the desired connection. 6 overs done. It's 30 for 2 Namibia.
And there's a change in the commentary box. Endurance Offem joins me as there's also a bowling change for the Chevrons. Tony Munyonga will take the ball. Endurance, welcome. Namibia won the toss. You can see some of the highlights in the power play. That's the first wicket, a run out. Gift from the Namibians. And then Gerhard Johannes going across the line and losing his wickets. Namibia have dropped 2 wickets in the power play. Couple of chances given by JP Kotsa.
Thank you very much, Dennis. He goes short this time. Feel some protection there. What a game we have in our hands. And Namibia would look to build from here while Zimbabwe continues to tighten the screws.
Tony Munyonga, his part-time off-spin has come in handy in this tournament for the Chevrons. He's been very, very brilliant. He keeps it quiet. He gives away nothing and bowls the ball so slow. That has allowed him to get some patches off the wicket. I think his battle against a left-hander could work well for the Chevrons.
It's been a brilliant fielding show here, apart from that drop catch. That run out was quite electrifying.
I think the energy with which the Chevrons field allows them to cut off so many runs. If you're looking for 2, you'll only get 1. And most times, if you're trying to steal a single, they are always very agile in the circle.
He goes big, and that will travel the distance. The required and needed boundary coming in that 4th delivery.
A touch too full there from Tony Munyonga, and then within the hitting arc of JP Kotsa. There's no need of the field at the boundary because all they will do is retrieve it back into play. Half a dozen for him.
This time it looks to go through the point region, but fielder did well enough to return that in time. Another dot, 7 from that over already.
Tries to go big again, but won't carry to the fielder. Controlled aggression is what you always talk about, endurance. And that should end the 7th over, 38 for 2 Namibia. In the bronze medal match, endurance, Simon Sesazi was put down on 5. He went on to score a half century. JP Kotsa has been put down on 4. And I think he's already trying to seize the moment. He's realizing that he has a second life. He's 25 from 21.
Always going to be the case when you give top order batters such opportunities. They don't come by, they don't come every day. And so when given, you must seize them. Certainly, that's what's going to happen here, hopefully.
A bowling change for the Chevrons. Tashinga Msepiwa comes into the attack. Very, very clever and cunning bowler Musekiwa has been, I think, the enforcer in that bowling lineup. Most times when the other bowlers are going for plenty, he comes in and slows things down. The wicketkeeper stands up for him, so the batters are not given the freedom to use their feet. Not very quick, but very cunning.
Dot ball straight up. Tashinga took the game away from the Kenyans 2 days ago. Today with the ball, let's see what he can do for Zim. Slower delivery. This time hits down, mid on, long on. It would be a single.
Endurance in that semi-final match, some of the hitting there from Musepiwa, I think, was illegal because he scored 39 runs from just 13 balls. It was unbelievable hitting.
Well, when the game is set as such, you just come in and go through the motion, and that's what he took advantage of, and it paid off. But today, I'll tell you about the compact nature of this Zim team. The Chevrons, they're very strong on this field. Will not give you anything. Throwing hard and waist level throws. Explained clearly from that first run out. Always the saying goes, a run saved is a run made, and they understand what it required. You squeeze in as much as you can.
We'll keep knocking it around the Namibians, and you mentioned about, you talk about the Chevrons. I think the important thing is it's evident that a well-grilled side, they always have a plan. And most times when you lose, when you have a plan, it's just very simple for you to go back to that plan and make a few adjustments so that you get the necessary improvements in your next performance.
Very sensible bowling here by Tashinga. Slowing things down a bit. You're not sure when he's going to come quicker. But for the wicket, I don't think Namibia is in such a terrible position at the moment. They just need to build from here. But it's 2 from this over on the last delivery.
That nearly crept under the bat of JP Kotsa, dipping onto him. Sounds of oohs and ahs. 8 overs gone, 40 for 2.
Muyonga, Tony, back to the attack from the golf club end. Some movement in front of the screen. And Malan Kruger wants them off.
Actually, Malan Kruger just telling them to sit down. Good stuff. Good bowling from Tony Munyonga. He saw Malan Kruger charging at him very early. Tried to drop it wide. Struck well, but it should be protection and cover. We'll just get a single for it.
Some bit of frustration there from the Namibian batters. I think the fielding has been electrifying, and the Chevrons have been on top of and in control of this game, not giving too many away.
Yeah, both these teams coming out of Group B, and in the counter in the groups had a lot of runs.
Happy moment, celebration all over. JP would walk.
Yeah, a quicker delivery this time from Tony Munyonga. No room to cut for JP Kotsa.
That's the delivery again. Swinging just a thin edge. The skipper made no mistake from that one.
Yeah, quicker delivery from Tony Munyonga. No room to cut for him. The captain, Club Manade, has been brilliant behind the stumps. Takes a catch. JP Kotsa will have to depart for a well-played 26. Namibia 3 wickets down. .41 for 3 after 8.3 overs. Dylan Otolicha, the new batter for Namibia, who joined the captain, Malan Kruger, who's been in since the beginning. The wickets have been falling around him. He needs to find a partner with whom they can be able to make charge for the total. Namibia won the toss and elected to bat first. But Zimbabwe have found 3 wickets.
It's always going to be difficult to get going once wickets are falling around you. We saw Neil Mugabe earlier for Kenya struggled in this same format. Or hopefully Malan can just go through this process without getting frustrated. And that partnership, the much needed one, hopefully they find it soon to give us a very good game in these finals. Just a single from that one. Simple, guided through mid-off. Two deliveries left from this 9th over. almost halfway into this first innings. Goes big booming drive. Still trying to find the gap, but fielder at the long off boundary did much to ensure it would just be a single. That was Dylan off the mark. Another single, this time scrambled on the leg side.
Dylan Otto is going to have to dig deep with the captain. After 9 overs, Namibia 44 for 3.
Into the 10th over. Current run rate is 4.8 per over. And it's 44 for 3. Tashinga continues. Brilliant drive, but straight to the field that covers. That's the difference. It's going to be very huge.
Yeah, I told you Endurance, with the way the chevrons field, they don't give away anything. That level of fielding and agility allows you to cut off so many runs. So as the batting unit, you'll have to work very, very hard.
Slower delivery this time. Through middle for a single. A fielder comes in from the deep. I can't agree less, Dennis. The energy on this field by this Zim team is showing the kind of hunger you expect from a young side.
And as well as the experience from the senior guys, Clive Madanda has been brilliant. Tony Munyonga is always standing in slip or cover. They lead from the front. They show the young ones what is expected. Amarumani is always patrolling the boundary. So they are here to let you know that the standard is very high, and these are the expectations from each one of you.
It's indeed very high. We can see clearly. Looks to go big. Is he there? Yes. He gets the better of him. Jumping onto that off stump line and walking it through the deep square leg boundary.
Yeah, Rodney Mofudza was interested for quite a bit, but Malan Kruger had done well to get across the stumps and hit it over the head of deep square leg. Similar sort of dismissal for him again in the semi-final against Uganda. Went across his stumps, but didn't make connection and was given out LB. Good cricket. After a boundary, they always say make sure you pick up a single. Looking like a good over for Namibia already. They've gotten 8 runs off it so far.
Taps that, just a single, it will be. And that brings us to the end of the 10th over. It's 53 for 3. Along this, we'll go on the cooling break.
The Zimbabwean idol. The coach came through just to share some few thoughts there. Nelson Chigumbura was in charge of this side. And also Mpe from Namibia that's currently in. They had a few words also from their coaching side. Needs to be a good balance so far. Zimbabwe started out well in the power play and they picked up 2 wickets. Namibia have been on the mend. They have managed just to get some sort of partnership going. Owen Mzondo into the attack. Tries to do a bit of fielding off his own bowling, but they're still able to steal a single. It's punched for single. It's good strike rotation at the moment from Namibia. If they can continue to do this, well, with the current scoring rate of 5.3, they are looking at a total of around 106 at the moment. That won't be good enough. They would want to do better. Goes for a booming drive, misses it totally there. Dylan Otto struggling to find connection with the bat. Still searching. He's only got 5 on the board. Deft touch. Trevor Gondu has got a chase to do. And they come back for 2. His knee just gets jacked into the surface there. It's a dry outfield. You'll feel that a bit. Have a look at his knee to see how much of a damage that was. The umpire will ask him if he's okay.
That's the shot again. Just a dab towards the slips region. That can really be painful. We just hope he's okay though. He will get on. Strong chap. Gwandu. It's 3 runs from this over already. Still 3 balls to come.
It's cracked into the covers. Brian Bennett out on sweeper duty. Keeps it to 1. Zimbabwe looking for another wicket here. Goes big, goes huge, it hangs in the air, Marumani under it. And taken. Clashes with Jonathan Campbell, but Marumani keeps an eye on it. He's not happy with his teammate though, but they're happy that they complete the catch. He kept his eye on the ball.
And that's the delivery again. This time Fuller looks to go big and over, long on. They did well to come around it. Both of them going for it. They've kept their eye till that minute. Real intention, the much needed wicket. And they have it.
They pick up the big wicket of the captain, Marlon Kruger. He departs with having 22 on the board. Namibia will be 59 for 4.
That's the show again. He needed to go big. He did seek for it. Maramani and Campbell both watching the ball till last minute. The bowler keenly happy. See the excitement in the faces of the captain, Clive, and the bowler.
Owen Mzondo will be delighted. He's been the go-to guy to provide the breakthrough for Clive Madande. And he's picked up 1 more wicket. Still a delivery to go in the 11th over. That sees Jan Conrad Bolt coming onto the park. Big fella still looking for runs in this tournament. He's only managed 26 runs so far in the game. A strike rate of 86. You'd want to do better because this is a big opportunity. There's a gold medal at stake. And his team has just lost their captain. Dylan Otto needs somebody that he can bat with it to form some sort of partnership here. Another deft touch, but straight to the fielder. And they still complete a single. Jan Conrad takes strike. This is a key moment for Namibia. Good stuff from Zimbabwe. They're picking wickets at regular intervals, breaking partnerships. Boot ball from Munyonga. Running away from the left-hander. Was that one?
Brilliant stuff from him into his third over. Another dot. Just piling up those pressure. Conceded only 13 from 15 deliveries.
And that'll be called wide by the umpire. Time to flex some muscles. Pushes it into the cover region. Sweeper duty for Brian Bennett.
Interesting to see how Clive has managed his side. Field placements, bowlers rotation. It's a deep thinking captain. And trust me, he's got a future there. Very confident at the toss. Always showing that attitude, positive one.
It's in the gap for a single. They're pushing for two. Will he get there? Yes, he does. A little bit of a lazy approach from Marumam on this occasion. He's done well throughout the tournament, but I guess he was deceived by Owen Mzundu, who was also running for the same ball. You can see Steve Mangongo encouraging his boys, let's stay on the ball, gentlemen. Elton Jugumbra, ever so quiet. See through. The bowler for a single.
Big hams, yeah. Really, really big hams.
It's the end of the over. 12 overs done. It's 65 for 4. Just having a look at Namibia's partnerships. They never really got going. The opening pair went for 3 as a partnership. Second wicket partnership only scored 2 runs. Then it was Rainsberg and Malan who had a partnership of 36 before they lost JP Kutsa. And then Malan and Dylan Otto only put up 18. Current partnership of Conrad and Dylan Otto is only with 6 runs. They need a big one. Something that can get them to around 130, probably 150 there. But at the moment, screws are turning in from Zimbabwe. Wallace Mbayo up back in the attack.
And starting with a dot ball, the pressure continues to set in from here.
Big shout! Umpire not interested. Wallace was up in the air in excitement. You'll be told that one was just straight down leg side.
That's the delivery again.
Yep.
Yes. Right call. Happy. Three dots balls. Dylan Otto will be looking to score off this one.
Shorten pulls it away. Long on will come in for some action. It's Jonathan Campbell. tidy over so far from Wallace and Bayo, I tell you. It's just one run off it at the moment.
Very disciplined bowling and fielding unit here. Yeah. The question is who wants it the most? And Zim quietly putting themselves in a very, very good situation here. 66 for 4.
He wasn't ready. Wallace and Bayo are just rushing Jan Conrad both there. And Conrad rightfully walking away from the stumps. And say, man, you're coming in too fast. Slow down a bit. Just give me some time to get your breath.
And then he bowled the stump without a delivery.
Again, dot ball.
Eli, this is very good and impressive show by Zimbabwe. What an over. Just one run from it. And it's the end of the 13th over. 66 for 4. It's Namibia on 5.0 per over run rate.
Pictures of some fans that have come through just to watch the action. It's a weekend, so people do have time off and they can come through and watch the game. And if ever you're close to the Hachimoto School in Accra, Ghana, come through and enjoy this final. And still have plenty of cricket to be played. Tony Munyongo continues to bowl his final over of his allotted 4. It's Apish. But Wallace and Bayo does well to keep that one just to 1. At some point in time, there needs to be a decision to be done by the pair that is in for Namibia. When do they choose to go? Who do they choose to target? Because at the moment, 67 is just not enough. And the run rate at which they're going only takes them to 102. You need to amp things up a bit. Yes, they've lost wickets, but they have 6 in hand.
Another beautiful ball. More and more dots here. Anxious moments awaiting Namibia. The spectators wanting more from them. This time finds that gap between point and covers. And just a single from that delivery.
It's getting tough and tougher to score because the pressure of the scoreboard, the pressure of the dot balls rather, will keep increasing. Zimbabwe won't mind giving away the singles, I tell you, because they understand that they have the upper hand at the moment. Zimbabwe's ambassador to Ghana, Mr. Kufachahuza.
Brilliant bowling. Eli, one would expect that Ghana would take advantage of this relationship built in this tournament to continue to foster their cricket activities here. Caught, and that goes through the fielder. Will this run away? For sure, the much needed boundary from this over. It's 7 straight away, and it's end of the 14th over. 73 for 4. That delivery again just rocks back, creating the room there. And that would race past backward of point fielder. Uh, 36 balls left from this innings. Namibia will have to decide what form they finish with, what is good enough against this rampaging Zimbabwean side.
Well, it's a young side that Namibia has at the moment, and a lot will be asked of them in this final. Dylan Otto of these two is the in batter, 15 of 19. 73 is what they have on the scoreboard. Quick single taken.
Clive wants more from his fielders. He wants more. Certainly a very, very tough captain. You see it in his approach from his handshake, announcing his involvement around at the tosses.
Quicker one from Baiwa. Now almost just beating Conrad for pace there. Tries to go big, but only push it into the covers. Marumani cleans up well. Took an excellent catch. Maybe coach from Kenya can take a few catching lessons from Marumani. Keep your eye on the ball all time. Even if somebody bumps into you, just stay on it and hang on to it.
This is very brilliant bowling here by Wallace. Impressive. Just a 2 from that over.
Oh, that's cut well. That's very, very well. Bits Owen Muzondo. Was that short backward point and run away for 4.
And that's the end of the 15th over. 79 for 4. There you have the shot again. Just rocking back to create the room to throw his hands at that one, and that will race away. There will be change in the comes box. It's our big man, Innocent Ndahola, who joins Li.
Sides of Hachimoto Stadium, where the action is happening right here. Namibia, 5 overs to come up with a plan of where they will be happy to be. They have lost 4 wickets, still have 6 in hand. Members of the Tanzanian team that are still around to watch some finals action. Macheka back in the attack. Pushed leg side. Quick single taken. Again, I'll say that despite the loss of wickets that has happened for Namibia, they still need to construct a partnership. They still need to find somebody who will push them to get going. At the moment, Dylan Otto on 20.
Very right, Eli. From here on, if they get another 30 runs, that will be just about 110.
Open in the face of the blade. Third man has work to do. And they pick up 2.
I think 30 runs won't be enough. They should be looking at probably somewhere 50 from the final 5 overs. That gets you about 130, something you can bowl at really. So they need to find a very good total to give themselves a chance. They got 111 in the semi-final against Uganda.
Short, but manages to get some bat onto it. Caught in between ducking or hitting that one was Dylan Otto, but manages just to get some bat on it.
So you feel that 111 in that semi-final might have been enough, but might not be good enough for you to win the gold medal. So you need a lot more on the board to try and challenge Namibia. Zimbabwe, I mean, not Namibia.
Well, 4 runs off this over. 3 more deliveries to go. He's still a single. Just sitting back a bit as Namibia. Families coming out. Stylishly dressed. Some shades on to curb the sun that's coming out here. Can see the seething heat on the surface there. Just tells you how hot it is. No run.
The gold medal contest. Namibia won the toss, selected to bat first. But I think Zimbabwe, the Chevrons, have had the answers to that decision. They've just kept the pressure on from ball number one. It just doesn't feel like there's been a passage of play where Namibia have put their foot down.
Swing and a miss. Dylan Otto, no one keeping low on him. He's looking for a connection. But end of the over. It's 16 overs done. It's 84 for 4.
Yeah, good use of the surface there from Macheka. Slower ball went through the shot very early. Dylan Otto. No connection. You can see the beautiful Achimota. It's ground A, and just across it is the second ground where all the cricket has been happening for the last 20 days. And the curtain comes down on everything today in this gold medal contest where Zimbabwe are taking on Namibia. It's a top quality shot from the production guys. If you look closely, you can see us.
Lovely bird's eye view, I tell you. To see us, you need a couple of binoculars from up there.
Changing ends for Tashinga Musepiwa, who come from the field end.
Dylan Otto was halfway down the pitch, but there was no one by the stumps there.
Owen Muzondo, not a happy man when they told him not to throw.
I'm sure he's backing his arm there that I can hit those stumps.
Exactly, because
like, just let me have it.
Dylan Otto had run a long way down the wicket.
Looking to pull it, misses it totally. Those would be buys.
More fans who have come out here to watch the final of the men's tournament. When Ghana was playing, there were quite a number of people coming through to come and support them.
Slow ball again. You can only pick up one. Don't want to take on the arm of Marumani.
Eli, I'll ask you, you come from a first-class setup. I'm wondering, does Tashinga bowl like that in the longer format? Or he has something else that he goes to? Does he bowl cutters?
No, his variation has been his key. And plays in all three formats. Can see that it walks with a spring in his step. Very confident young man.
Yeah, he has a proper bounce. But I think
that's what makes him very unique, his ability to variate his pace. He can be consistent in trying to be quicker. But up in the air, not enough bat under it. Brian Bennett drops him and just pairs it over for 6. And that was an opportunity for a catch.
Yeah, Brian Bennett there, not realizing that he was very close to the rope. And I think the momentum just taking him over the boundary, drops it over the rope. Probably worried about where the rope is, and in the end didn't focus on the catching. First drop in standards for the Chevrons in the field.
Works leg side. They're going to push for 2. The batter and bowler bump into each other there. Zakir not happy of that collision.
I think no fault of the either, because Museki was focused on the ball, while Conrad was just trying to make that first run very quick down the wicket. After 17 overs, Namibia 93 for 4.
Right, from here on, it's important to formulate a way forward if you're in Namibia's camp, because these 3 last overs will be very crucial to where they end up. They have 93 runs on the board. If they can get about 30 more, just to get them to that 130 mark, 120 something, but I believe that's what they should be looking for. Because it's now or never. Take your chances. Either of the two needs to go. Conrad is on 16 of 18. Dylan Otto 24 of 27. One needs to take a chance against the Zimbabwean bowlers. Nothing there.
I think, Eli, the other challenge for Namibia is that they don't have so much batting left. They have 6 wickets in hand, but that's a bit deceptive. This is the last recognized pair of batters, so maybe they would want the 2 to just hang around for as long as possible.
At the moment, you're not looking for batters, but people can make a connection with the ball. Get a couple of hits there, get us to somewhere. The singles will not be enough.
I think if the Chevrons sniff a chance to clean up the tail for cheap, they will do. So you would rather have your set batters, Dylan Otto 24 of 27 balls, Conrad starting to look interested, 17 from 20. You need them to carry you through. You lose a wicket now, it's a dot ball, and the new guy has to start all over again.
If you're going down, better go down swinging, my friend.
There will be 2 ways for you to keep a coaching job. Either it's either the highway or not for you.
But my calls have not been off when I've called for people to up and away. This one goes, still going up, and it'll be a couple of bounces. The umpire will check that one, and that'll be 4.
Yeah, clean connection there from Dylan Otto. Muscling that. 1-2 bounces and into the rope. Picking the gap brilliantly. They need a lot more for those from Conrad, from these 2 guys, just to make sure they get close to that 120 run mark.
Just push it into the gap and strike rotation. That's more like the stuff I'm talking about. Just show some intent to score and to take your chances when you can.
Yeah, it's easier to make those sort of connections if you've been there for quite some time. If you've just come in, might be very difficult for you to pick up the ball. But Dylan is now 29 from 29, 100% strike rate. Maybe for him it will be easier for him to line up and try and tee off.
Goes for a big shot. Nyong under it. Doesn't make the desired connection with the ball. He was running backwards, looking to pull that one, but just skying it over extra cover. Tony Myonga making an effort to locate the ball in the air. It's difficult when you're running backwards.
Yeah, the 100 comes up for Namibia. 100 for 4, 17.5 overs.
Well, Trevor Gwandu wants fine leg on the boundary. Means he will bring dip mid wicket in, and The man who was a fine leg is pushed to a backward square position. Faintest of edges, and Dylan Otto departs, looking to pull that one away. Trevor Gwandu came in at full pace and strikes.
Yeah, that's more like it. Trevor Gwandu, effort ball. You can see the catch not very simple for Clive Madande. Top edge and taken brilliantly by the captain. Second catch in the game. But that wicket will put a break on things for the Namibians. They are now 100 for 5 after 18 overs. Yeah, Namibia now losing wickets probably at the wrong time. For the final 12 balls, they needed to have at least both set batters still in there. But Simon Shikongo comes out to bat to join Jan Conrad. Ila, imagine Namibia had both Dylan Otto and Conrad still in there for the final 12 balls. I feel that could have given him a better opportunity, because then both batters can be able to strike the ball.
Well, a wicket that came off the last ball was of the set batter. That was Dylan Otto. Now the honours is left on this man, Jan Conrad Bolt. Nice scamper for one.
The single brings the new batter on strike, Simon Shikongo. Way outside the leg stump. Namibia need a couple of hits to try and get them to 130, 120.
Shots from the dugout are saying that you have a new batter. Make sure that you keep him on strike. I'm hoping to keep him there for as long as possible when he's able to get away.
I get away with that one, but if you had realized both Owen Muzonda and Tony Munyonga in those attacking field sets had stepped up a little bit to try and just cut off that one run. But I think it's a responsibility of Jan Conrad to make sure he can bat with the tail. There are some unnecessary ones that you have to turn down so that you keep the strike for yourself and don't expose the other guy.
That'll be wide. Kurakwasha Macheka is guilty of that extra. Going for another effort ball. It doesn't come off.
Looked like a slower bouncer. Very good skills here from the medium pacers for Zimbabwe. All of them.
Set up, but not able to pick the length of that one. Conrad.
Yeah, as a medium pacer, I think you need to have these sort of skills. What do you need when you're bowling with the new ball? And what do you have to do when you're coming back to bowl at the back end? And those are signs that these young men work very hard back home to make sure that you can be able to back your skill when, push comes to shove.
Again, somebody just walking in front of the side screen there.
That is something that annoys pace bowlers so much. Sometimes batters do it to just, rattle them a little bit. But if you're running in from 30 yards and then the batter withdraws at the last minute, back at home, that is usually followed up by a bouncer.
Because the bowler would have come a long way, and then just last minute, better pulls out and points that there's someone there. Keeping low, and it'll pass everyone. And even the effort from Msekio to keep in with his foot. He runs away for 4 byes.
Yeah, could have done better there, Clive Madande. This time the long barrier, nowhere. The wrong barrier, not the long one. Nowhere, because the ball racing away for a boundary. It's been difficult to keep from that side of the wicket. A lot of balls stayed. We've hardly seen a wicketkeeper just taking the ball chest height from that side.
Bowled. And after a lot of effort, balls, Kudakwashi Macheka finds a wicket. And the set batter, Jan Conrad, departs.
Another brilliant ball there from Macheka, rewarded. Again, an off-cutter from him that clips the top of off. Jan Conrad will go for 18 from 25. The tail not wagging for Namibia, 107 for 6.
So we'll look at that delivery. This was before this delivery, where Macheka had to go back to his marker to start again. He was given a second go, and when he came back, bowled a beautiful off-cutter. Jan Conrad had made room for himself on the leg side, and it came back, and it rocked his stumps.
Yeah, good rewards there for Macheka. He's been making an effort from that end. Very difficult to just get everything together. He's bowled a bag of mixed deliveries, but he finally found the wicket that they need. 2 new batters on the crease now for Namibia. Hendrik Klazinga, player of the match in semi-final win over Uganda.
Into the block hole. And the last delivery will be a dot ball, end of the 19th, 107 for 6.
Yeah, that's a dismissal of Jan Conrad. Gave himself room to try and play on the offside. You can see how much it means there to Macheka. 107 for 6 after 19. Trevor Gwandu will bowl the final over. Ooh, chance for a catch. Gwandu, not a very happy man.
Drop catch by Owen Mzondo. And Msekio was actually asking Owen what happened there, because that was hit straight to him. And he put it down.
Trevor's created the opportunities. Just opening up the bat from Simon Shikongo. I say top effort there from Owen. He had to dive to his left.
Expectations are high in this team, so sometimes even the effort was not good enough. Comes down the wicket, finds the toe end of the bat, keeps it to 1.
You can see there Simon Shikongo challenging Trevor, walking down the wicket. It's like there was some width on that. I think Trevor gave him some choice words. Probably just told him, you get a single and go back the other sides, and we'll see if you can walk down for me. Hendrik Klazinger will take strike.
Scramble for one. Shot of the stumps from Campbell, not too far off. There'll be a lot of running in this last over. 3 deliveries to go. You think he's going to walk down again?
You bet he's going to. I think that's the only option for him for now.
Cheeky shot there, but manages to make some contact with the ball. Scampers for one.
More exchange of words there from Trevor with Simon. I think Simon is trying to play with him, thinking, why don't I have some bit of fun? There's nothing to lose here. It's the final game of the tournament. Whichever way it ends, I go home with the medal.
Goes deep into the crease. Misses it totally, but a good take there from Macheka, because Trevor Gwandu fired one in.
And why it's such a good effort there from Macheka? Because there is no one else behind him. If he had missed it, it was going for some extra runs. Good pick and throw. I think Klazinger was struggling for ground. The throw just off the mark. The final ball, this has been an interesting encounter between Simon Shikong and Trevor Gwandu. I'm thinking Trevor Gwandu is thinking of a bouncer for him.
Simon going to come down the wicket again. Here we go. Dummies the shot. And they try to run and just run out Klazinger. Good work by Clive Madande.
There will be no running. The by Clive Madande has been top class behind the stumps. One shot, one throw at the stumps, and it strikes bullseye. There will be no extras for Namibia. They will finish on 113 for 6 in their 20 overs. Zimbabwe will need 114 from 120 balls. Namibia won the toss, elected to bat first. But Zimbabwe have been able to match that effort and limit them to only 113 runs.
Going to be handshakes all around from the Zimbabwean bowlers of the Zimbabwean team with the way that they've gone about business. And they'll be happy, but the work is not over. It's just half of it done. They'll need to do much of it with the bat. But they sniff a chance here. Be handshakes all around, fist bumps, high fives. The effort that they have made in getting Namibia to this position, where in their loaded 20 overs they can only manage 113 for 6. Namibia's batting card there. Marlon Kruger will be one of the key elements in the lineup for Namibia. 22 of 21. Nicholas Devine went for 1. Johannes van Rensburg 1. JP Kutzer managed a 41-run partnership there with Dylan Otto. Put up 26. Dylan Otto 29 of 30. Then Jan Balt 18 of 25. And after that, no one else really made an effort. Simon Chikongo 4. Klazinger 2 there.
Yeah, the bowling scorecard. The wickets have been shared all round by Zimbabwe. Stand out with an economy of just 4. Macheka got 1 for 14, but it's been a very good bowling performance from Zimbabwe, as they've been able to restrict Namibia to only 113 runs. They'll be disappointed with the 10 extras. If you take them away from the whole total of 114, Namibia could have just finished at just over 100, 104, but nonetheless they will take that. 5.5 is what will be required from each over if Zimbabwe are going to be able to win gold in the final game of the African Games. We'll take a very short break and we'll be back with the second innings.
Some of the highlights from earlier on. Just when start of play started, the two teams came out. And Namibia winning the toss and choosing to bat first. They never got going. They lost Nicholas Davine early on through a run out. And after that, some wayward shots that were played. On a few occasions, Mullen Kruger tried to get going. He was striking it hard and striking it big. Got a few boundaries. Played some eye-catching shots. Before he was caught. Going for that one was JP Kutsa. Kruger tried to continue, but a good catch from Tadiwa Nashamarumani on the boundary. So his demise. Jan Bolt came in. Also tried to push things with Dylan Otto. They were able to pick up a few boundaries here and there. They struck it good. However, some of the hits couldn't find the desired connection. Otto departed. And finally, Jan Bolt was bowled by Macheka. Later on in the final delivery, Henrik Kleisinger was run out. So that's how it finished here. 113 is what Namibia could manage. The target for Zimbabwe will be 114. We'll be back after this innings break.
Welcome back here to the Achimota Complex. It's the final day, final innings, final stand, the epic finale. The gold medal match is on. Namibia up against Zimbabwe. It was Namibia that batted fast. Haven't got so many, but that's the trophy that they will be competing for, carried by the match and the tournament referee, Mr. Owen Chirombe. And these are the guys in gold that are vying for gold. It will be 2-2 for them after their women picked up another gold on that beautiful match 13th evening. It's the African Games 2023, and I can tell you, cricket, arguably the last games that are happening here in Accra. The curtains having come down in Cape Coast, where the women played soccer, in Kumasi, where some of the demonstration games were, and here in Accra, Ghana, we're seeing a wrap-up of events. This is the batting card of the first innings. You can look through it. Malan Kruger having sat at the top, giving his team a chance to start off on a flyer with 22 from 21. But Jan Pierre Koza, 26, a runnable innings there from him. Dylan Otto with 29 from 30. And Jan Conrad Bolt with 18 from 25. 10 extras were given to the Namibians. But this is the bowling card. Everybody getting 1 wicket apiece, apart from that man, Tashinga Musekiwa. The rest of the guys, Wallace Mubayua, Trevor Gwandu, Pudakwashe Macheka, Owen Zondo, Tony Munyonga, all picking up 1 apiece. As Namibia said, 113 for 7. Zimbabwe will start the innings needing 114 from 20 overs at a run rate of 5.7. This is easy. Endurance, please make me believe.
Thank you very much, Innocent. Clearly, Zimbabwe, they've worked hard to ensure they have a simple and easy road walk to this gold medal. However, we know what cricket is all about. We've seen low totals being defended, but clearly Zimbabwe has been the solid and aggressive side through this tournament, and they've worked their butt to get here. They deserve it. They've worked extremely hard. Namibia are coming from 2 defeats and have continually dominated the rest of their opponents. We'll be looking to make this an interesting encounter. In a couple of moments, we will see how Zim decides to chase this. That Namibian side getting ready to go for the brook. They defended low totals here against Uganda in the semis.
A game to forget for the Ugandans. Namibia setting 111 and Uganda coming second. They're bundled out for 87 for 9 in the 20 overs, and Namibia costing home against all the odds with a 24-run win. Uganda were very heartbroken, and this Namibian side, when you look at it, you need to give it more flowers. The Rishilu Eagles did a fantastic job, won only 1 match at the group phase, came to the semi-finals, powered their way past a high-flying Uganda, breaking so many hearts of the East Africans, who today have restored some dented pride by bagging up the bronze medal. Umpires walking out there in the middle, Mr. Isaac Oyeko and Adil Kasam. Isaac from Kenya, Adil from Tanzania. An East African affair for the officials, with 2 Southern African nations out there to fight for the gold.
This wicket, plenty of job work has gone in and has given us lots of runs through this tournament.
You've got to give it to the guys. Fungai from Zimbabwe, head of the grounds for this tournament, alongside 2 other guys, Nosa from Nigeria, and another man whose adopted nation is Nigeria, known as Francis Ategeka. But I tell you, when you say the name Ategeka, everybody will know he's part of, he's from Uganda, and he's from a part called Western Uganda.
At the moment, he's got a home in Nigeria and he's in Abuja. I tell you, very soon he will be flying to Uganda with a Nigerian passport. He's done a lot for the ground staffs back home. Trust me, that man works hard and spends. He loves his wickets. Every time he comes around the TBS Oval, he's always having something to add to the value of those around. And the chase will soon be on. It's Maramani who opens the batting with Rodney Mufuza.
Very well pronounced. Eli should give you flowers when he comes on to do his gig for the last inning here.
I'm sure leaving this place with a lot of memories. We're into the last 1 hour, 30 minutes of this tournament. It's been an amazing 20 days working with you guys here, Innocent, Eli, and Dennis.
And thank you for accommodating us in your mansion.
Moments to learn and unlearn. That's the Zim dugout. They know they are close to it. They are near it.
So in your frame right there, Tashinga Musekiwa yet to change. But there's a job to be done here by the openers, Marumani and Mufuza.
And they would begin with a wide delivery. Runs on the board straight away.
That's the first ball. Bowled by a seasoned campaigner, Ben Shikongo. Not your everyday cricketer, Ben Shikongo. He knows how to make early inroads into batting lineups. If you're Sri Lankan and watching, you know that and a lot more. Peppering it through the covers, but look at this field setting from the Namibians. The offside is packed to the rafters. They're saying no fly zone. There's nowhere to pass, but some good power hitting there. All a misfit could see it go through.
Innocent, that's what we talk about when you're defending low totals. You have to ensure you encroach and keep the inner ring tight. Force the batters to go over the top. Let them take the risks. Don't give them those ones or twos around the inner ring. Well, we are in the power play overs, but we'll see how things pan out.
Shikongo always managing to hit that invisible fourth stump. He forces the batsman into error.
That's the line again. The first one straight to the fielder. That intensity, it's on. And Namibia are ready to also turn on the screw. But this aggressive young Zimbabwean side, trust me, we'll see a couple of shots here soon.
Rodney on strike. Again, no runs. Bowling to his field. It's the final with everyone watching, and you will know that Mr. Mufuza likes to go over the top early on. An aggressive player alongside Marumani. Marumani has not showed that proper responsibility this time around. He's not scored so many runs, and he's a guy who's got some caps for the big boys when he wears those big chevron colors.
Clearly, just holding back the nerves and see how this will go. He goes to drive on the uppish and misses that one. Brilliant length by Shikongo.
Shikongo in full flow. Jean-Pierre Koza collecting nicely. He was looking to engage a second gear when he was caught. Mr. Jean-Pierre. Capable batter. He put Zimbabwe under pressure while he was still out there in the middle, but it didn't last. power hit on the onside. What an effort in the field from Jan Balt Conrad. This Namibian side. Nowhere about to go about their business.
Just trying to pie it towards the leg side, but a few that there. That short mid-wicket region does a neat job to ensure that doesn't go through.
That's the type of bowler he is, Shikongo. The only run he's given away is the wide he bowled on the first delivery. Again, in the offside, you won't get any runs when you bat like this. With Shikongo bowling, the first over is done. 19 to go. The score is 1 for no loss.
Beautiful senior, plenty of expectations around here. The fans, teams that have participated in this tournament, all watching. The big dignitaries there. Following this closely, will Zimbabwe make it 2 at the end of the second hour of this innings? Or will Namibia come from behind, having lost 2, to finish strong here? It's 113 runs on the board, 113 off 19 overs at 5.9 per over. A big shout, Jack Thomas. Umpire Adil not interested in that one. That's it. I was going to be drifting down the leg side. Very good decision by the umpire. Marumani. Bit of experience here. Almost some athleticism there.
Some good footballing skills. Cristiano Ronaldo will be proud of the man. That is a Tandi Wanashe Marumani. Look at that.
He smiles.
Survival moment for him, Marumani.
But that's to show you the grit and fight he's giving on the price tag on his wicket. He's not willing to let it go.
Fierce man. A fierce battle going on here. Jack Thomas Brasso. Again, big shout. Is it given? Not out. Chance to run for the second. No communication, no proper communication channels for the two. As look at that. Look at that again. Look away. It's the umpire to make the big decisions here. Jack Thomas Brasso, youngster.
He was so sure of that one. That appeal, brave intensity, asking that bold question. An umpire from Tanzania, sure spot on, says not out. And that will be the call. It's 1 from 3 deliveries and 3 to come.
Trying to tear the cover off the ball there. He won't get so lucky trying to overhit it because Ben Shikongo is a busy boy in the field, on the park. The Namibians out here to work hard and make sure it's the eagle flying over the chevron.
That's what we talk about, these low totals. And brilliant fielding. You never underrate them.
Big outside edge on that one. Rodin goes swinging hard. He gets the leading edge. Down to third man for 1.
Clearly, the noise is coming from the dugout. Real screams and intense communication from the dugout. Zimbabwean coaches urging on these boys, knowing they're not far from it. They have to keep going. Down the leg
Big
side.
appeal.
Down the leg side, swings big. Big shot there, but didn't get hold of it. And that will bring us to the end of the second over. It's 3 for no loss. A run rate required is moved to 6.1 per over. And it's 111 of 18 overs required from here.
It's the final day of the game.
Something is going to give at some point. She can't go back again, but this time to Marumani. Brave shot. This time pierces through the covers. That will race away. What a shot. Clearly, it's now or never. You're on your screen again. Rocks back. Beautiful coming off the sweet part of the bat. And that will go all the way for that needed boundary by Zimbabwe. Perhaps very soon we get some translation by Eli. Will tell us a bit of what is coming through from the dugouts. It's Shikongo. Marumani comes down the wicket. Misses that one. The pressure is up now. They won't stick around and allow dominance for too long. It's 4 from the over already. Looking for 6 and over. Slow delivery. It will scramble for a single. They all count. They're all part of it.
That's the delivery from Mr. Shikongo, hitting him in the nether regions. Could have had that one. And there's an aerial view, a bird's view of everything happening here at Achimota Complex. The forest providing a very nice, beautiful backdrop of everything happening here. The cricket happening for the first time at the 13th edition of the African Games. And guess where we are? In Accra at Achimota. Dancing down the wicket. You can't play Mr. Shikongo like that. Very, very experienced man.
James Viva, the Ghanaian international, all of them are here, including the Nigerian players. Tanzania are watching these crucial finals. The best of the best from Africa.
Rodney Mfuza on strike. He's got 1 run from 9 balls in the power play. Trying to go for a quick run there. He will get it.
That was a brilliant drive on the up through to mid-on. Clearly, they know they don't have to leave it late. And that is one positive approach the Zimbabweans have.
Man wearing the cape there is the danger man, the man who took Kenya to the cleaners. 39 from 10 balls. Tashinga Musekiwa. Look up in the camera. Come on, Tashinga, you're live on TV. Wide's not called. Umpire Isaac Oyeko says it's over and it's a dot ball. Shikongo's 2 overs have gone for 6. Very miserly. The score is 10 for no loss.
That's the beauty and the scenes around where we are here at the Achimota School in Accra, Ghana. Beautiful sight. You can see the green around the oval and the city.
Africa is indeed beautiful. In the middle of the city, there is a forest in Accra, Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, do listen very clearly. In the middle of the city, Accra, there is a forest, and in the middle of the forest, there is a cricket complex.
It might be looking like somewhere in Kent, England, but no, it is in Africa.
And you're giving away too much. Now people know where you've been. You need to keep them guessing.
It's Simon Petrus into the attack. His first delivery, a quick single.
Someone said something about Dennis on the socials. One of the guys who do commentary said Dennis went to Busoga College, Mwiri, that's in Jinja, but he graduated in Harvard. Unleashing the broom. Well, the trap has been set for that particular shot with the Simon Petrus, a namesake of Shikongo, coming into the attack. As a spinner, sometimes you get relieved and you feel you've been lucky that such a shot hasn't gone to the boundary. Half tracker, not punished, was going down the line. Wides it will be Mr. Adil Kasam.
Perhaps some time for Marumani to reconsider his approach. He's swung at everything but not getting contact this time as well. A wide cord of this one.
As a batsman, sometimes you want to get bat on that one because it gives you confidence. Struggling from 5 from 9. Again, hitting this one straight down to the sweeper. Good pick up there from Shikongo. From one Shikongo to another. You can see the applause from the high performance manager of Cricket Namibia, Mr. Oscar. If I was a West African, I would have said Mr. Oscar, sir.
Better shot this time. Brilliant running between wickets.
Oh, close shave. Very, very close shave.
Innocent, this is more like it. This is what we want to see. This approach of ensuring you play proper cricket shots. It's 5 from that over already and 2 to come.
Hitting it straight into the hands of Ian Conrad Bolt. They're going about business slowly and tentatively, these guys. Beautiful. That one, there is no fielder. And see how it races away for a maximum. The runs they need, the runs they get.
Innocent, that is a class act here. Just picking that gap towards mid-wicket region. That's it on your screen again. That over-pitch delivery, and it goes towards the region where there's no fielder, just in case he mistimes it. But this one carried all the way. Brilliant shot. And this is what you expect from a man so confident as Rodney. It's end of the 4th over, and it's 21 for no loss. Current run rate is 5.2. Needed is 5.8. They require another 93 runs from 16 overs. Zimbabwe.
An over they needed, an over they got. And this is the man coming through to bowl, Andre Klazinga, the destroyer in chief, as Uganda were made to grovel. He picked up 4 for 14 to take the Player of the Match award with some lively spell here of medium pacers. Mr. Klazinga, the stage is set for you to perform.
We'll be up against Marumani. That man, plenty of experience. He needs to come to the party straight away. A better shot this time. Innocent, we talked about it. Just ensuring you go full face of the bat. You have the ability to bat for another 5 overs and bring it quietly. Those singles, the doubles, and you look for that one of boundaries that have started coming. This time he cuts it. It's unlucky. Klasinga. This will go through the slip cordon. No slip in place. And the third man being up. There. Just outside the off stump. Didn't rise. Bottom of the bat there. It all counts for runs. And Zimbabwe will welcome those. Another boundary in the power play overs.
Andre Klasinga to Marumani. Asking to be hit. It was straying away. Mr. Marumani throws the kitchen sink at it. And it's a boundary.
What a shot. Just. And that's it again. It's about how that's balance, transferring that weight forward and extending those arms.
Again, you look at it, and it was beautiful as soon as left that bat. Hit cleanly, as clean as a whistle.
Back-to-back boundaries. How will Andre respond?
Again, Mr. Marumani cuts loose a hat trick of boundaries for the man who's run amok, Mr. Marumani, in the chase here. He moves to 14 from 13.
That's it. Again, similar area this time. He picked over mid-off to be the area. 3 consecutive boundaries. A beautiful this. Good to see this class act by Marumani. This time he goes short.
It's a lot of work there and ground covered by Mr. Ben Shikongo, who gets a round of applause from the keeper, Jean-Pierre Koza. Namibia holding things tightly and then momentarily letting go because the run rate moves to 7. They were operating at 3 per over. Just 2 overs of madness, one that went for 11 from Simon Petros, and then this one has already gone for 13 with a delivery to come. The contest and the momentum of the match shifting from Namibia to Zimbabwe's way.
What is important is the pressure and the words coming from the dugout. It looks to go big. They will force this single run out opportunity. No, they will get that single. And that's 14 from this over. And it's the end of the 5th over. Brings us to 35 for no loss. Run rate at 7.0. That's the shot again. And advances down. Straight to the fielder. But wasn't quick enough. The fielder at mid-on.
There will be a change in the comms box. I see you, Andy. Dennis Athamusali will join us momentarily with 1 over left in the power play as you look at those beautiful shots over Mr. Marumani. 3 in the over. Super stuff. He's been a busy boy. Started off quietly, 1 from 9 at one stage, but now it's 9 from 15. It's in the air. Does that hold? Oh, just over the fielder. Some work to be done by Ben Shikongo, who opened up the bowling and who's done a lot of work in the field to save his team from going for many. Dennis, what do you make of the match thus far?
Yeah, final over of the power play. Very, very cautious in the start from Rodney and Marumani. But now they are starting to get stuck in, trying to make sure they score as many as possible in this final over of the power play. And I think it will be a lesson for those that have watched how Zimbabwe go about their business. The running between the wickets, Marumani, sometimes it is wayward and they get in each other's way, but most of the time it allows them to keep rotating the strike and, and back up each other. When you're batting and you keep running, blood flows to your head and to your legs as well. Helps you later on. Helps you make the right decisions at the right time.
This one helped along to the boundary. 4 to the total. Jack Thomas Brasso.
Marumani just gets enough bat onto that. There is no fine leg and to race away for a boundary. Started cautiously, the chevrons in these ranches, but now they are starting to look good for the money. 42 for no loss. The two combined for an unbeaten opening stand in the win against Nigeria. Only 85 runs required in that one, but they batted brilliantly together.
18-year-old Jack Thomas Brasso. Again, they're trying to go for the similar shot. Tandi Wanashe Marumani.
One too many from him. I think he's still trying to make sure he gets as many as possible in this over. Jack Thomas just rolls his fingers over that ball, so there's no pace in it for Marumani to work with. Busy player, Marumani, around the crease. He's always looking to get things going.
Again there, they put a man down, setting traps for Marumani, but Marumani, all he's doing is seeing gaps, and he's gotten runs here from a scenario when they had a 3 per over, Dennis, in the first 3 overs. They have moved to 7 per over in electric fashion.
Yeah, very easily, because Marumani and Rodney know how to switch gears.
Again, Dennis, they play with urgency and they run hard between the wickets.
It's very good calculated risk from the two. They're not trying to play a lot with the dead bats. They're pushing at the ball. Those are the highlights of the power play. Marumani, one of starting to get interested. He's been brilliant with his opening partner, Rodney Mofutsa. And at the end of the power play, Zimbabwe are 44 for no loss. Some luck there, luck favors the brave, but some big booming drives as well from Marumani. Today he looks in the mood, and if he stays interested, this ranches could be over in quick time.
And you look at the batting card here thus far. It's been a world where we are living, and I've got to contend that the cricketing world in African games momentarily belongs to Marumani on 24 from 18 and Rodney Mufuza on 15 from 18, who are helping Zimbabwe cruise along nicely in their chase of 113.
70 from 14 more overs. Hendrik Klasinger will take the ball from the field end for Namibia.
Scorecard showing you the bowling there. And the hard running between the wicket continues for the two. Somebody has got to do the work. And it's again Mr. Ben Shikongo. He's got gas to burn. He's been all over the park. The ball seems to follow him wherever he goes. 23-year-old Ben Shikongo playing his 33rd T20 international for the Rishilu Eagles of Namibia. That's a shot of class, Dennis. One leg up in the air and then just going through it. Bran Lara will be very happy to see such a shot from Mr. Rodney Mufuza.
A shot of authority from Rodney Mufuza. Standing tall and trusting his power. Oh, top quality shot from Rodney. Shot of intent there, just letting the bowler know who is in charge, who's the boss. The 50 comes up for the Chevrons. They are 50 for no loss.
If cruise control ever meant anything, they are cruising along nicely, the Chevrons. Hendrik Lazinga
has to work very hard. One thing I've liked about Rodney is that power is nothing without control. And for him, there's a lot of control. He knows how to pick his moments. It's very aggressive at the top of the order, but he knows how to pick his moment. He hits straight into the TV. So half of the time, he's hitting safe.
Hitting the sweeper here. The pickup is not good. It gives them a chance to run back for the second. Lazinga not happy.
Yeah, someone needs to check Marumani's meters every after a game. He runs so much between the wickets, whether he's batting or he's fielding. He's always very busy, running hard for the team.
Trying to go for power. The bottom hand coming into play there. They will only get one run this time round.
I think some sweaty palms there from Rodney. Just need a change of gloves. All turning in his hand, the bat turning in his hands. Zimbabwe can start to get comfortable. Maybe, maybe not. But now the required rate is at least just over 4.5. The Eagles of Namibia need some inspiration. Something has to give for them if they are going to stay in this gold medal hunt.
Hit hard. Hit straight to the sweeper, who fumbles but doesn't consider an extra run.
For the first time, I've seen Marumani not interested in a run. He's been running very hard. But this time he was comfortable with just a single. No surprises that they ask for some drinks because the amount of running that they do between themselves is a lot of work. 54 after 7, Zimbabwe, the Chevrons. This is the final of the men's version at the African Games and the curtain call on this tournament. Who's going home with the gold? But there will be something to take home for the loser as well because they will pick up silver. A man who's been key in Namibia's path to the final, PD Blegnot, will come into the attack from the zoo end. Since he got into the team, I think he came with the luck. They've won all their games, but it will be important that he rolls his arm over to gold.
Peter Daniel Blegnot welcomed into the attack by a man who has been as busy as a bumblebee. Marumani gets one, says Mr. Rodney Mufuza, please have a look too. I think it's looking good. The two batters there, Dennis, staying together as they continue to pile on the runs. And for me, it's that boy you just talked about, Mr. Peter Daniel Blegnot. Chance for a wicket. They're celebrating. It's wicket time. Daniel Blignot comes into the attack. And Smufuza, whose inning comes to an end, stamped by the keeper. Electric hands from Ian Pierre Koza. 24 for 25.
Yeah, Mufutsa very disappointed in himself. Similar sort of dismissal like in the semi-final. The left-arm spinners giving him a lot of trouble. He walks past that one and is completely stranded outside his crease. Good stamping for JP Kotsa. Jonathan Campbell will be the new batter for Zimbabwe.
The DJ playing some Congolese music here. Lingala, to be precise. And guess what? It does pump up the Zimbabweans in their dugout. Sort of music they love to listen to when they're cooling off on a Sunday at a beach. Make it better. It's a Saturday, and Saturdays in Africa are known as days to go out. So the Zimbabweans will be hoping they can give their nation a big victory here and bag a gold, wrap up the games with a gold, and send their nation into euphoria with a big party there in Harare and Bulawayo and Kwekwe. And some of these players coming through from all over the place. Motare, one of the places that has produced good cricketers.
I think the rebuild is clearly on for Zim cricket, especially after missing out on the World Cup. Oof.
What an effort in the field right there. Very well done. Very, very well done.
Yeah, Simon Chikongo putting in a dive. And someone has been mentioning that if these under-15s are the ones who had gone to the qualifiers, they've showed a lot of brave fight.
You say
come up against teams that are actually going to the World Cup.
You say under-15s again.
Under-25s.
Ow! Almost, but they say, oh, and they misfield from the man there, Morris held at Kariata.
8 overs down, 58 for 1 Zimbabwe.
Just the other day, Dennis, you touched base in Accra, and only looks like yesterday, but I tell you what, you've been here for 3 weeks. How time flies.
Innocent, you know that saying from back home that hit in front of square by Jonathan Campbell. You should pick up. Thought about a second, but Maromani turns it down, saying that the saying back home that traveling is seeing places, and when you go back with stories. And I think we'll take back home a lot of stories from Accra, Ghana. The experience has been surreal for us, and I'm sure for all the teams, especially those that went back with medals. But the whole experience has just been an amazing one.
Helped along nicely, was on the leg stump, and well, he gets enough meat on it to cross the boundary. Maromani continues to pile on the runs.
Gerhard Johannesburg looked interested for a second, and maybe Maromani thought he hadn't gotten enough of it. But in the end, it sails over his head. Very high release point there from Jan Conrad. I think he just needs to get the option right.
Tackle, touch and go. And that's how Zimbabwe play their cricket. The brand of cricket they're playing is very exciting. And these guys will be giving the selectors some migraines, saying we would like to play with the big boys.
Yeah, Zimbabwe will be touring Bangladesh very soon, and I think some of these guys will be pushing for places in the team. Good stuff there from Jonathan Campbell. Backs away, gives himself enough room. It's one of the things I like about Jonathan Campbell. When he's hitting to the sweeper, he doesn't hit straight to the sweepers. Make sure he's hitting the ball to the angle so that there is some work to do for them. And that allows him to pick up an easy double.
Again there, you see him just hitting it further away past the cone. You know those cones are always placed in the training sessions and say, don't hit the cone, just hit it past the cone with some tenacity. Work to be done. Zimbabwe in charge for now. They are cruising at 7.8.
Run over to start off things there for Jan Conrad. After 9 overs, Zimbabwe are now 70 for 1.
Dennis, you were talking about sayings, and someone who doesn't know a lot about me telling me when you go home, if you were married, I was gonna be afraid for you, all crying a tear for you, because you'll go back home and the kids will call you uncle, because you know what African proverbs do say: when you stay away from home, there's always somebody else to be the caregiver. But I think that applies to you, Eli, and Mr. Endurance of him. Please don't allow to be called uncle when you go home after 21 days here. It's the sweep shot, hitting it hard to the man. Simon Petras Shikongo giving another over here.
I don't know about that shot there from Marumani. Too much risk to just get a single. Reverse sweep from him.
Touch and go. Young Chikongo being given a run for all his bunnies.
Yeah, batting masterclass from these two lefties. Teaching you how to manipulate the fields, pick the gaps, and also hit maximums.
Denying it some pace there, but hit straight to the sweeper there. Nicholas Darwin, opening batter for the Namibians.
I think what Zimbabwe has been doing well, that they're sort of a properly balanced all-round team. The guys at the top can score runs at a good rate, and if they put on a very good total, that middle order can murder your bowling. As long as
big appeal then is there, but they need any sort of luck they could get. Namibia, if they are to bounce back into this match, clearly on the leg side, no chance for a leg before, but he's appealing. Campbell enjoying his time out there in the middle. Making the wicket look like a featherbed. It's the end of the 10th. Zimbabwe are cruising to Harare on 74 for 1.
batting scorecard so far. Tandawashe Marumani still in there, 37 from 26 balls. Rodney Mafutsa, 24 from 25, is the only wicket that has fallen for now. Jonathan Campbell continues the hustle with Marumani. Good start from the Chevron so far. They need just the 40 runs from as many as 60 balls for them to pick up the gold medal in this final. If you look at the two worms, clearly Zimbabwe now starting to peel away from Namibia as they chase down 114 runs for the win. They've just made sure that they have enough wickets intact to try and continue the charge as they try and go for the victory, this gold medal final. Eli Tawanda joins me in the commentary box to take this one home. 40 from 60 balls is what Zimbabwe needs. Jonathan Campbell and Marumani out in the middle hustling for Zimbabwe. Namibia needs something. Something has to give for them. And they go back to the bowling of Ben Shikongo. Eli, for now, it looks like Zimbabwe will be picking up the gold in the men's version, matching it up with what the ladies did. The lady chevrons also picking up gold.
Well, that's the look of things at the moment. Zimbabwe certainly cruising, going at 7.4. What's needed is 4 runs and over. It just goes to show you how much work has been put by Zimbabwe cricket in both teams, as the men and the ladies, leading up to this tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure the finance manager for ZC must be very busy now, trying to work with those numbers, find out how much the boys can also be able to take home. The reward for the ladies was 80K. Good problems to have.
Yeah, but still there's work to be done. There's 40 runs that are needed before that check is signed. And so far they need to navigate the next 9.5 overs. Pulled away, and it's in the gap, but a run away for 4.
Yeah, half tracker from Ben Shikongo. Again, only sitting up there for Jonathan Campbell. No pace in this wicket, so any short ball has to be well directed. That one just sitting up in the hitting arc for Jonathan Campbell. Some of the ground staff here taking cover for the running for their lives.
Well, yeah, if you're sitting anywhere close to the boundary, it can come either way, from the ground or from the air. So you need to be paying attention to proceedings. Jonathan Campbell starting to motor 12 of 11 at the moment. This one worked, no offside.
Yeah, Ben Shikongo was brilliant in the semi-final win against the Ugandans. I think today the difference in these two is that he doesn't have a lot of resources to work with. And once Zimbabwe started very aggressively, just became difficult for the bowlers. You know, it's impossible for you in this situation to try and experiment, because now they just need about 35 runs for the win.
Flushes the blade at that one. Third man will have some work to do. And does well to keep it to 1.
Yeah, Simon Shikongo, brilliant stuff from him, helping out his namesake to just keep it to a single.
Yeah, I guess that's the difficult part for bowlers when you don't have enough runs on the board to try and defend, and you're facing a team that's as attacking as this young Zimbabwean side, who are pretty much polished in terms of how they go about their run chase. Again, running it down to third man.
I think, Eli, one of the things that maybe the medium pacers for Zim did so well was to, especially later on, it's not so much life in the wicket. They just try and make sure they work on those variations. You know, you keep changing things around to keep the batters guessing. Pace on is a bit difficult to control.
Difficult it is, especially on such surfaces where you're not getting the bounce. You're trying to get something out of something that is not giving you your desired result. Oh, that's a no ball. Shikongo apologizes both to the umpire and the player.
I said that the back of a hand slower ball just didn't come off. Never intentional from the bowlers, and you can see offered his apologies immediately. But unfortunately, that will be punished. I think forgiveness is only for the big man. Here, the rules will punish you completely. Free hit will be loading for Jonathan Campbell.
You could see there Shikongo indicating how he wanted that slow ball to come out of his hand. Unable to capitalize on the free hit there, but Jonathan Campbell. We end of the 11th over. It's 83 for 1. Jan Conrad comes through from the zoo end this time around. Went for 12 in his first over. Looking just to open the face of his bat there, Marumani. That's short and picked up, and it'll go all the way for 6. And we'll run into the other field at Achimota B.
Again, dropped short by Jan Conrad and picked up by a man who's now seeing the ball as big as a beach ball. Not as such a bad ball, but it just goes deep in his crease and walks it over the infield. Marumani, cometh the moment, cometh the man. He's had his struggles throughout the whole tournament, but when Zimbabwe needed someone to stand up in the final, he's there delivering the goods for them.
Crunches it into the offside, and the sweeper works the magic with the broom to clean that up. And Zimbabwe now need 24 of 8.3 overs at just 2.8 runs an over. It's cut away, and it'll be at an angle again for the sweeper to do some cleaning up. Jonathan runs 2.
Some very good running between the wickets. And I spoke about it about Jonathan Campbell, that he doesn't hit the ball straight to the sweepers. He's always making sure that they have to work for it. And this time, it's too much work for the man in extra cover.
Some awkward bounce there on that occasion. Well, that's been the key between these two. They strike the ball hard, but they also run very well in between the wickets.
And I think the thing about that is those are good habits to learn, especially if you're still, growing in the game. Later on, they become part of you and everything becomes second nature. 12 overs gone, 92 for 1.
Earlier on, those seats didn't have anybody. Now, I'll tell you that looks like 80% of them have people that are glued to them watching proceedings. Yep. It's been a wonderful atmosphere that we've had throughout. JB Blignell comes through from the soccer side end. Man who picked up the solitary wicket. That's in the wickets column for Namibia at the moment. He's got good flight in his deliveries. Always in contention of picking up more wickets. Romani not happy at that occasion with the people that are by the sight screen. He's telling them to move away. It's short and worked away too long on. Romani well into his 40s, 45 exactly, 46 of 33. It's been a well-constructed innings from him. He's done well, he's been there from the start.
And if you look at the performance of the Chevrons throughout the whole tournament, there have been contributions from everyone. In different games, different people have stood up to be counted. That shows that the unit is solid.
Zimbabwe's only had 2 partnerships that are in this innings. The first one between Rodney Mfuza and Tadiwa Marumani was worth 55. This current one between Jonathan and Marumani with 38. Be slapped wide of the sweeper. They'll come back. Marumani wanted 2 because the throw as well was not good. Marumani in a bit of a hurry to get this thing done and over with. 19 required at the moment.
Yeah, with very few required now, starting to slow down. Taking down the gears, Marumani and Jonathan Campbell.
I hope they've been lots of lessons to learn from this young Namibian side. What they need to do, because they'll also be players that will be looked at since the side is going to the World Cup. End of the 13th, it's 96 for 1. Gerhard Johannes Jans van Rensburg being introduced from the Accra Zoo, hoping for better fortunes for his side. Try and delay this Zimbabwean victory.
Gerhard Johannes just comes into the attack.
It's work leg side, needs a single. It always becomes hard when gaps are opened in the field, and if they're timed well, you will toil and run after it, but the single will be on from the minute it leaves your bat.
Yeah, that's the thing, that these two can easily pick up the gaps.
Romani will not wait for singles. He will crunch this one to the boundary. Anything within his arc, he will delightfully capitalize on it. Gets to a well-deserved 50. 51 exactly of 36 deliveries.
Yeah, it's super knock there from Romani. He's been struggling for the runs, but in the final and in the big game, the all-important one, he's coming up with the goods to deliver for his team. And now the required is just down to 12 runs. 2 hits away from the gold medal.
I was just about to say that Romani, with getting to 50, he will not shy away for going for it. Like that. And that'll be the first one. At 6. Going across the stumps and blasting it away.
Let's see the team. Yeah, Romani now make it 1 hit away. Big 6. Nearly took out there the Kao Sports team that's watching the final from Uganda. When Romani is batting, I think it's also dangerous for the crowd.
Keep your eye on the ball. Here we go. Just decides to work it for a single. And they'll leave just 5 runs on the board that are required. It's been a clinical performance, I tell you, from Zimbabwe.
Yeah, there will be no deja vu of a super over like the ladies tournament. But now the guys, you can see that Zimbabwe, all smiles, the Zimbabwe dugout. Guys are starting to believe, probably wondering what they will do with the gold.
It's worked away leg side. They'll clean up, but they pick up 2 runs.
Yeah, good work there from Klasing. Even in a lost cause, you can see the Namibians still trying to make sure that they stay in this for as long as possible. Only 3 runs required for the victory for Zimbabwe, who have been emphatic. It's Nelson for 1 after 14 overs.
Not a lot of people back in Zimbabwe will be happy and that the men's side have been ruthless in the business in the tournament. They haven't shown any sign of remorse. Have runs up for the taking. They've been piling them up. They've been surgical. Bold. JP, PD Bligner rather, and picks up the wicket of Marmani on 58 and kept low on him a bit, but a tad bit too late.
Yeah, PD Bligner with goes back. Marumani even loses his control. Backed away too much from that, and the ball came back sharply. It's a very good ball there to get a wicket. No wonder Blignot is happy. But he gets a bear hug, Marumani, from the captain, Clive Madande, for a job well done and for some good entertainment. His knock has gotten the chevrons in a strong position to be able to pick up gold today.
Big shouts of round of applause, of well done. He has done well. Was part of a 56-run partnership with Jonathan Campbell. 3 required at the moment. It's 5.5 overs to go. Clive Madande is also a big hit of the ball. New man at the crease, not shy from taking opportunities. He'll have a look around. Goes for a booming drive. It spins away from the 2 fielders. Just keep it to 1.
I think PD Blignot has been brilliant for Namibia throughout the whole tournament. They've just hadn't had enough runs today, and unfortunately, the difference between these 2 games, these 2 innings, has really been the partnerships.
Blasted into the covers. Fielded there.
Those 2 partnerships, 55 and 56, have really, gotten Zimbabwe in this sort of position.
Just working at leg side. The dot ball. PD Blignot has been very good, I tell you. If he had played from the start, I think that maybe also Namibia would have better fortunes in the other games that they lost, but they did still make it to the final. It's cut away, and they pick up the 2 needed runs. Zimbabwe will finish on top on this one, and they will run onto the field of play, and that's it. They win by 8 wickets. Look at the joy and the celebration. The team gathers around Jonathan Campbell and the captain Clive Madande.
Yeah, the celebrations start for the chevrons as they're able to pick up the gold medal. Both gold medals in the cricket edition at the African Games going to Zimbabwe. The lady chevrons picked up the gold in the women's edition, and now the chevrons come to Accra and match their feet. 100% record for them in the tournament, and they win the final by 8 wickets.
Definitely, they'll be the 2 happier of the sides. They have clinched gold, and they have been a team on the charge. 100% winning record from day one. They play this team on day one. They beat them comprehensively, and they did it again today in the final. A much bigger winning margin of 8 wickets, I tell you.
Yeah, Namibia won the toss, elected to bat first, but unfortunately didn't score so many runs, finishing on 113. But overall, I think it's been Zimbabwe who've been able to boss this final. They bowled so well to make sure they restrict Namibia to a small total, and when they came out to bat, they were very courageous. They put up 2 partnerships, 55 between Rodney Mufutsa and Marumani, and then 56 between Marumani and Jonathan Campbell. Have seen them get over the line and pick up a big victory. They will go down in history as the first winners of the African Games here in Accra, Ghana.
Handshakes all around, but it's been that man, Marumani, been there from the start. Picked up a beautiful half century. It was an entertaining innings that he played. That's the Zimbabwe batting card. Taduanashe Marumani at the top, 58 of 40, partnering with Rodney Mufutsa's 24 of 25, and Jonathan Campbell's 23 of 24 coming in handy. Clive Madande also just 1 from the solitary delivery that he faced.
If you look at the bowling scorecard for Namibia, 8 bowling options, but none of them able to deliver the performance that they need with the ball. 2 for 11, the best bowling figures for PD Blignot. There were no wickets for any of the other bowlers. Namibia will walk away with silver, and Zimbabwe are the team that will go home with the gold medal. That will be the final of the African Games here in Accra, Ghana. Zimbabwe, after 10 days of action, will walk away with the gold. Namibia finishing second will take silver, and Uganda earlier on in the morning, who are able to make sure that they clinch bronze, defeating Kenya in the morning game. It's been a wonderful experience from all of us here in Accra, Ghana. Our production team, the Paul Girl Group, bringing you the wonderful images from the Achimota Oval. From the Achimota Oval here in Accra, Ghana. But also the voices in the commentary box: Eli Tawana from Zimbabwe, Endurance Ofem from Nigeria, Innocent Daula from Uganda, and myself, Dennis Musale. We'll sign out until next time. We'll be coming back to you with the prize giving ceremony. But we'll leave you with the highlights. Let's look at the highlights from the second innings at the Zimbabwe Ranches. Look at the highlights here from the Zimbabwe Ranches. Kanduwashe, Marumani, and Rodney Mufudza were very, very aggressive inside that power play. That they made sure they set up a good platform from which Zimbabwe were able to chase down this total, especially the left-handed Marumane, who picked up a half century as well in this particular game. He hit the bowlers all over the park to make sure that he puts his team in a very good place. And that should be the shot of the day there from Rodney Mufudza, standing tall, but he walked past one from P.D. Blegnut. That was the first wicket to go down for Zimbabwe. But even after losing his partner, Marumani continued to hit the bowling, and he found a very good partner in Jonathan Campbell. Together they put on a partnership of 55, a second wicket partnership of 55, as Zimbabwe started to race to the finishing line. And that's a six that got Marumani close to his half century. But unfortunately, with the win in sight, he lost his wicket to P.D. Blegnut. But he left when there were only 3 runs required for the win. The captain, Clive Madande, and Jonathan Campbell finding the winning runs as Zimbabwe won by 8 wickets. That has been the gold medal match here at the Achimota ground in Ghana. And we shall be coming back to you with the medal ceremony from the Achimota ground.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the prize-giving ceremony of the African Games, with cricket making its bow here at the Achimota Complex in Accra, Ghana. We will get this started by thanking everybody, all the protocol observed, that have put in an effort to make sure that cricket makes a bow at this 13th staging of the African Games. We'd like to thank everybody, but more so to the match officials and the guys that have made sure the grounds are ready for play on each and every day, the groundsmen. A round of applause to the match officials and the groundsmen. We would also like to thank all the volunteers in every aspect of the game, the guys doing the media liaison, the broadcast team, the commentators, and everyone that have put up their hand to make sure that this tournament is a success. We would also like to thank the International Cricket Council, more so the International Cricket Council ICC Africa office, led by Mama Pat, Patricia Kambarami, Justin Linjalinji, and Mr. Kuben Pile for pulling this off. It was never easy, but at the end of the day, it's the memories and the legacy that we do stay with. Through to the presentations, we start with the play of the match in the final. To give out this award is a big man in every aspect of the game. Please step up the ICC Global Development Manager, Mr. William Greenwright. The play of the match today, he had a contestant right there, and a special mention going out to Dylan Otto for his runner ball 29. Very well played to you, Dylan. But the play of the match, one catch, 40 balls he faced, his first half century in this tournament, Mr. Tandiniwashe Marumani. Well played to you, Marumani. We've seen you playing with the big boys. May this give the selectors some migraine and you go back, play with them, and hope to see you flying with the chevrons. We're moving on quickly to the match officials. To give out the mementos to the match officials, please step up from PwC, Mr. V. Ashabo. These guys have stood out here, 12 of them. 2 did the women's tournament, Mr. Vinod Puneka, and the tournament referee for the women was Mr. Emmanuel Dube from Zimbabwe. Of course, Vinod is the local boy from Ghana. They got their mementos already. But here, to start it all, we start with the local boy, Bruce Okine. Bruce Okine from Ghana, very well done. We could go on. Thank you very much, Bruce, very well done. We go on. Mr. Percival Cesara, Percival from Zimbabwe. Thank you, Percival. And then we have a man from a very beautiful country, Mr. Adil Kassam. Adil Kassam has been fasting as he's done his duties. Such tenacity. What a man. We move on to a man who is 7 foot, Mr. Enesi Abib Amoto Jr. from Nigeria. We're moving it on to the East Africans, Mr. Isaac Oyeko from Kenya. Well done to you, Isaac. Some big decisions for you there. And then from the Pearl of Africa, Mr. Patrick Makumbi Musoke. Now we take it down south. We had a man who has so many stripes, a test umpire, Mr. Aino Chabibi. And then we're moving it on to Sarah Ndambanevana from Zimbabwe. You saw her at the Under-19 Girls World Cup, and she's slowly getting there. You'll see her on a bigger and a wider TV very, very soon. Quickly, now it's time for Stacy Lucky from South Africa. And last but not least, the match referee for all the games we've played here for the men's debut showing, and the tournament referee, Mr. Owen Chirombe from Zimbabwe. Please, officials, come through for a team photo as a group. Mr. Shabo, please do stay. Find yourself in the middle, right in the middle next to Bruce there. Thank you very much, officials. Very well done. See you next time as you continue to make the big decisions that define careers. But to the players, you very well know that as you're building your careers, the umpires are also building theirs. So sometimes the captains watch those reports. The umpires do need your favors. We're moving on to the individual awards. To give out the first set of awards is the Director of Sports in Namibia, Miss Joanne Manuel. The best fielder of the tournament is someone who had a hand in 9 fielding dismissals. And guess what? A beautiful coincidence. It's Nico Davin. Nico Davin from Namibia. Very well done. We're moving on to the best bowler. Please, Joanne Manuel, please come back. I still need you. I feel very lonely at the top. The best bowler, 2 contestants right in there. In second place is Owen Zondo with 11 scalps. But the ball of the tournament is someone who bowled 19.4 overs. He had 2 maidens, an economy of 3.1, an average of 4.6, best bowling figures 4 for 17. From Uganda, Alpesh Ramjani with 13 wickets. Alpesh Ramjani, an ICCC Player of the Year 2023 nominee, and he was in the ICC Team of the Year 2023. 55 wickets for him. Thank you, Manuel. To give out the next set of awards is a person who's got so much money on her. Sonia Mensa Ajay, please come through from GCB Bank PLC. She's a senior marketing officer, and she's looking every inch like a dollar. The best batsman. Is that the word we have? Yes. The best batter, top 3 from Uganda, Simon Cesars with 180 runs at an average of 36. Collins Obuya of Kenya with 184 runs at an average of 36. But the best batter hit 16 fours, 6 sixes, 2 50s, a strike rate of 104, 46 was his average, a high score of 69 and 230 runs in the tournament. Roger Mukasa Galiwango from Uganda. Well played to you, Roger. You come into form when your nation needs you to deliver at the big stage, and may you shine. No, you're not done. We're moving on very well to the most valuable player. A contest that saw Clive Mandande in there. A contest that saw Roger Mukasa in there. A contest that saw Simon Cesars in there. A contest that saw Alpesh Ramjani in the mix. But the player of the tournament, with 3 player of match awards, the player of the tournament, a guy who made an impact with the big scalps every time he came to bowl. This guy, 18 overs in the 5 matches played, best bowling figures of 4 for 18, 500 points. Mr. Owen Muzondo. Very well done to you, Owen. Every time you came on to ball, there was a roar of joy. You were very pumped up, a live wire in the field, and hey, may you keep up that. Owen Muzondo. Owen Muzondo, please come. As you take your place, allow me to stay with Owen. You can, as you take your place, Owen, come through. Very well done. How do you feel?
Overwhelmed, and I think from day one, my teammates, my coaches, we had a plan, and we were able to execute on a big stage. And then I think I'm grateful for everything, to God, and for this opportunity.
You come from a country that is cricket mad. They are watching you at home. Use any language you want. Tell the people in Zimbabwe something. If you want money, this is the only chance you have.
Tatenda Siyabonga, thank you for your support, Zimbabweans. Marching forward, Zimbabweans. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Owen. Take your time. Enjoy your tournaments, fits, and everything that comes with it. Time for the medals. To give out the bronze medals, we have 20 medals per team, so we expect 20 people at the podium. Sort out the numbers. Team management, sort out the numbers. Well, Manish Gupta, the Indian High Commissioner, please step up, Your Excellency. Uganda, in no particular order, please come through. I know all of you, so I'll give you your flowers. The oldest player that you will see at the World Cup is the first, Frank Nsubuga. Very well done. A bronze for you. May the government go on to build a house for you. You've served the game since 1996. He has been playing for Uganda. Simon Sesazi, amongst the runs. His big brother, Henry Senyono, amongst the wickets. Uganda, unfortunate not to play in the final, but that's the leading run scorer, Roger Mukasagali Wango. And then the man with the big muscles, Robinson Obuya, 20 today from 10, quite a hit. And then the youngster, Ronald Lutaya, a man who grew up on a cricket oval. The man of the match in the bronze match today, PS man, Cosmas Cheuta. And then Juma Miyagi, those cheering yokers were beauty to watch. Come on, do that at the World Cup. And then the keeper batsman, Cyrus Kakuru, was at the Under-19 World Cup in 2022 in the West Indies, and he will be going back. Then the other keeper in the team, Fred Achelam, got his chance today and showed he can flex his muscles. Alpesh Ramjani, very well done. 55 wickets last year, 16 this year. We are counting. The vice captain of the Cricket Cranes, Kenneth Waiswa, well in. And then the big all-rounder, the big show, Dinesh Kumar Nakrani, 51 from 20 today in the bronze match. And here's the man, Bilal Hassan. Bilal Hassan, a death bowler with some whispering pace. The analyst of the team, Mr. Steve Tusimi. The most beautiful woman you'll ever see anywhere you go in the world. The physio of Uganda, Shamim Nasasali. More beauty for Uganda, Emmanuel Oroma, the S&C coach. And then the head coach, just yesterday, he got his level 3 papers. Jackson Ogwang, well done. Here, our batting consultant of the Cricket Cranes, Mr. Craig Williams, gets his medal from the team manager, Charles Waiswa, and the captain, Mr. Brian Mark Masao. Well done to you, Mr. Manish. So Uganda, our place is here. Please don't go further. Step on the podium, step on the podium. Some sit, some step. We must fit all of us there. Let's fit. Come through, come through. Let's step on the podium. Step on the podium. Don't be shy. It's your place. Come on, Rog. Step on the podium. Lutaya, come kneel down here. All right, smile. Because the people of Uganda are very proud of you. The Cricket Cranes winning Uganda's 20th medal at the Games. Come on, Cricket Cranes. Give us a roar here. Some celebration. Very well done, Cricket Cranes. You can stay at the back, right behind your days, right behind your podium. That's where you should stay. To give out The silver medals to Namibia. Is the Zimbabwe ambassador, Mr. Kufa Chinoza. Please come through. Your Excellency, we welcome you. I'm looking for where to hide. The place is becoming too small. All right. Team Namibia, please come through. Receive your medals. Pass round. Go round. Ben Shikongo, right there. You know what he did against Sri Lanka. Jean Pierre Koza, the keeper batter. Very well done. Andre Klazinga, good man, good player. Davin Nicholas Jacobus, very well done. The young Shikongo. And then I can see through there, Dylan Otto, Jaco, Thomas Brasso, the coaching team. Estelle Spies, very well done what you've done with Namibia, as well as Oscar, the high performance manager who's come through this tournament as the co-coach. And the rest of the guys, Malan Kruger, who stayed here and made sure that the team does play and play very well. Of course, Sean Forche and Jan Nicole Lofty Eton going back home because JJ Smith is walking down the aisle. They have to be part of the bridal entourage there. Good luck to the Namibians. We'll see more of you at the World Cup. Step on the podium. Come on. Come on. Kariata, please step up. Some sit, some step up. It's your show. The cameras are watching. Very well done, Your Excellence. Medals for this exciting team. Let's have this team photo. Some sit, others stand up. Come on, skip, Malan. Let's do this. They take silver, a team. Hip, 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 hooray. Come on, Namibia, give us a cheer. Come on, Namibia. Come on, the Eagles. They only won one game in the group stage, but turned up in the semifinals to upstage Uganda, and they'll take a deserved silver. Very well done to the Eagles. You can stay right behind there, like Uganda's done, just behind your podium. It's all yours. You can take it on the Airbus to Windhoek. To give out The final set of awards. The Australian High Commissioner, Bernice Owen Jones, Your Excellency. All right, Zimbabwe, come through. Time for you to pick your awards. Very well done to the all of you. I can see all the big boys in, led by Clive Mandande, Brian Bennett, Jonathan Campbell, Tandiwanashe Marumani, Rodin Mufuza, the big hitting Tashinga Musekiwa. Lots of talent in this squad. Kudakwashe Machekeka, all the big boys, very well played. DJ, keep the music coming through. We're coming to the end. Don't get tired. Of course, all these guys coming through. I can see one of the coaches looking like Ndebele King. Stephen, very well done. Stephen coming back into the thick of things. Of course, big boy Elton Chigumbura doesn't need a mention or an introduction in world cricket. We know what he's done all over the globe, winning games for Zimbabwe. A bowling all-rounder who became a batting all-rounder. And the team management, very well done. Hats off for you. And as well, the skipper, small man, lanky fellow, but big muscles. That 41 from 20 against Kenya won't be forgotten. I'm in class today. Thank you. Let's do this. Let's take our photo quickly. Very well done to you, Takuzwa Chataira. Wallace Mubayua. Very well done to you. And well, please find space for the commissioner right there in the middle with you guys. The champions, please, photographers, are you done? All right, before you lift the trophy, hold up. It's time for the anthem. Let's stand up for the anthem. Just the gold medal winner. Okay, right now, time to receive the trophy. And to give out this trophy is the President, Ghana Cricket Association, Mr. Emmanuel Osare. Captain, right on the podium, would like to see a big, big cheer from the guys. Bulawayo is alive. Harare is alive. Kwekwe, Mutare, Takashinga. Well done, Mr. Sare. Let's go! Come on, Zimbabwe! 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 All right, before you go, Zimbabwe. All right. Zimbabwe, Namibia. Let's get one big photo for all the teams. Just mix up. I don't want to see a Zimbabwe player next to Zimbabwe player. I won't see a Namibian player next to a Namibian player. Let's mix it up. We can stand down. Some can sit. Very well done. The memories will stay on forever. The legacy is made. The guys that have stood out and are knocking on the doors for an appearance at their bigger tournaments. All the volunteers, please come through, join the players. The groundsmen, volunteers, please join in the players. Let's make this a very big party. Very well done to you, the volunteers. You can come mix it up nicely. The curators, the groundsmen, Mr. Nosu, Mr. Francis, Mr. Fungai, please join in. Join in the photo, please. Join in, everybody. It's a big party. It's an African party. Cricket is alive in Africa. Please, the more the merrier. Very well done. We are waiting for some more. The medics, the guys from medical, please come through. You've done a good job from the ambulances. All right, let's give up a big cheer, everybody. All right, let's wait for the medics. Let's wait for the medics to do this. Let's wait for the medics to do this. Please come through quickly. Thank you. That's a wrap.